Hey guys, welcome back. So, how do you like all the colors sitting here on my desk? So, I found a picture of a bead that I want to make, and it looks like the bead that I'm trying to recreate is an ocean jasper. So, I belong to I don't want to say it's a bead club. It's kind of like a bead subscription club. So basically every month, I think I talked about this in my last video, but every month you get like a theme. So I don't know, let's just do summer theme. And so you'll get a lot of aquas and you'll get seashell charms and, you'll get all kinds of stuff that are kind of beachy related and stuff like that. So there's a new one that I just signed up for, and it's called the Gemstone Orphanage. And basically, it's a really cute concept, but you, um, you adopt a gemstone every 2 months. And then what they do is they'll take that focal piece and then they'll throw in beads and findings and stuff that kind of go with it. So one of the girls that already has the subscription, she did an unboxing on it. And I took a screenshot. Thank God I have an old phone. But these were some of the colors that came into the box. And it's this one that I really, really like. And I know that I can't get these colors. To me, those look more like a forest green. And the mauve, I had pink, but I did mix up some blue, red, and white until I got close to it. I know it's not a great shot. It's the best I can do. But what I was looking for was specks to see if there'd be any specks of gold or silver in it. And there isn't. But I'm thinking that gold specks through this might actually look really good. So what I did was I took, this is all Primo. I took some olive, then I added some black with olive. This was white with a little bit of red to make our pinks. And then I have white, I have translucent. And then again, I took blue and white, which made basically a purple. So I just added white to get it really light. And then I slowly added red until I got more of the pink look. These are all through the pasta machine at a number 5. They're really thin. And then I've got the translucent at a number 2, I believe. It's either 2 or a 3. Either one would work. And I'm going to grab some gold because I have an idea that the gold's going to look really good if I put just a little bit in there, not a whole lot. So basically all we're going to do is stack all this up. So I'm going to take some gold and I'm going to do it this way. And I'm just going to add it to a couple random pieces. This has got copper and silver in it. So let me change bags. So this is all gold. And I got a bunch of loose pieces. So that's what I'm going to use. Actually, one of the girls on Facebook that sells silk screens, she's no longer in business, but she threw this into my order. I ordered for her before she went out of business. I don't know how to get it out, but she gave me a bunch of gold leaf, so I might as well use that. So we're just going to kind of throw that on a couple pieces. Let's do some dark. So, okay, it's not going to look exactly like Ocean Jasper, but it'll be my version of Ocean Jasper. That would have been hard getting all that in there. Okay, so we're going to put some on this light pink. Like that. I know you can't see that pink, but it'll come into view pretty soon. I'm going to put some on the white. And I'll put some on the translucent. Alright, so we just got gold on a couple of pieces, not much. Okay, we'll put this on that one. So we're going to go one more. I'll do this on another translucent. which I've kind of got scattered all over here. And let's do one more white. Here, I'll just pick up all the stuff that's still left on the table. And I know once I do this, I'm gonna really like the gold and wish I had put more. So now we're just gonna basically stack them. So I'm gonna do the green, and I'm gonna do a regular white, and then I'll do another green. Oh, these I need to, so those I ran through at a 4, and I made them somewhere a little bit longer. So I ended up running through these at a number 5. So I'm going to have to do that to all of these. These are actually stretching a lot further. Oh, no, I didn't want that. See what I did? See what I did? No, I wanted these at a number 2. They're just a little shorter because I ran these a little longer. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, and then I'm going to add a white here, a light pink, a dark pink, a translucent. We're just going to have to widen this a little bit. And we're going to do a dark green with the gold. We'll do a light green. We'll do another white. Let's do a translucent with the gold. Let's see how that's looking. Okay, so we're going to put another green, a white, a darker green, do another translucent. I'm going to do a pink, or that would be a mauve, and a white. We'll do a regular pink, dark green, a light pink. Oh, I just did a light pink. We'll do a dark pink, another translucent. I'm going to slide this through so that it's a little longer. Okay, oh, that's going to be huge. So we're going to go dark. Put white right here, and then I'm going to put light right here. And then I'm just going to go straight to a pink. Straight to a translucent. That's going to be too small. Let's go dark green, light green, another translucent. There is no order to this, so you know, it's just kind of stacking them here and there. So I'm going to do another pink, and I'm going to do a mauve. I'm going to do a dark green and a white. Do another translucent. And now I'm going to go light green, white, dark green, white, pink. I got one more translucent and one more green. So I'm going to put that translucent there, and then the last green. So we ended up using them all up. How hard this is going to be to work with, I don't know. I usually don't go this big. So now we got this nice little sandwich, right? So now we need to reduce it. And for this, we are going to use a brayer. And we're just going to go all 4 sides. We probably will cut this in half. So I also want to make moss agate. So I will probably do that in the next video, but that one is going to be with alcohol ink. It's basically going to be made from that same thing box that she showed. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut it in half, put it on top, and then we're just going to reduce it a little more, not too much. All right, let's get this so it's a little more even. So we're about right there. Yeah, I got a little air bubbles in there. And then there's something else that I wanted to try, was kind of making a section of these with a druzy. Oh, this is going to be so pretty, I think. Look at that. All right, so we don't want to thin these out way too much more. So we're just going to just do a little bit. Because you don't want to blend them to where they're so blended that they kind of run into each other. Start creating their own color. Okay. I think that is going to be good. So now, as always, when you make your Mokume Gane, you just need to make some shapes. And I'm going to grab, I'll get one smaller than that. I always grab circles when I do them. Okay. And then we'll take a smaller one. Ooh, that's so small that it's not going to fit all the way down. Okay. And then I will take my blade, and I'm just going to come across here, and I go all the way down. And then I just kind of crisscross back and forth. So we go that way. We go that way, and I'm using the very dull side of the blade. So that's why it's kind of taking forever to get through there. Okay, and then you can use a knitting needle, you can use a paintbrush, and start making some striations by just going and pushing it in. No cut. You're just kind of pushing it in. Okay. So some of it went all the way down, some of it didn't. Okay, so you can put a couple dots in here if you want. I'll just find some areas and put them in. But if I do that druzy, or druzzy, I don't quite know how everybody else pronounces it. I wanted to kind of do a like a little section where I'm going to put it in. Okay, so I was going to use an opal, a white opal, but the opals always stick out of the clay. So I'm going to try and see if I have any glitter. I mean, I have glitter, I just don't know if I have extra fine. I have it in a pink. I'm wondering if this would look kind of cool, the pink. I'd like to get it clear, so let me go ahead and pause real quick. Okay, so, excuse me. You think with my crafty grandkids, I would have a whole bunch of glitter, and I don't. And that's probably because it's all in their toy box. And I know that I brought some of it in here, but it's also not extra fine. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take some translucent, and I'm going to run it at a number 5. I just want a nice little thin piece. So I found this. This is embossing powder. So that might work. Just a little hint of pink. Okay, so I have no idea if this is going to work. I just had this idea and thought I'd give it a shot. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take some of this excess off. I'm just going to capture it. And obviously the glitter will not allow the clay to stick to itself. But we're just going to fold it all up. Hopefully it'll stay in there. Okay. I'm just going to roll it. Hopefully I have not gone out of camera view. If I did, I'm really sorry about that. It seems to happen all the time with me. Okay, so now I just want an X-Acto knife, which I should have in here. And I don't, so I'm sorry, but I gotta pause one more time. Okay, so what I'm gonna do over here in this corner is I'm just gonna make some funky shape. You know, it's not gonna be perfect. Okay. Alrighty then, it didn't go all the way through. So let me grab something sharp. Or not sharp, just something long that'll go all the way down. Okay. And we're just gonna kind of get this to come out. It's all going to be squished back out, so it doesn't matter. Well, this baby does not want to come out. Okay. So we're only going to do that on one side, because I don't know how well this is going to work. And then we're just going to stick this in there. And I wanted it to have the kind of jagged edges. So we're just going to kind of move that in there. All right, but we don't want to do it on any other side because I don't know how that's going to work. All right, so now we are going to bunch this all up, and then we're going to start cutting some slices from it. I'm just hoping that when I stacked it on each other again, that I didn't go too much to where I blended the colors a little too much. Usually I just do it twice, and I think that's all I did do it, but okay. Alrighty, so now let me try and find a sharp blade. I have a bunch of them. I'm just going to take them all out of the bag anyways. And that way, hopefully, I won't be looking for them every time I make a video. Alright, so those are small ones. We're going to use kind of a big one today. Alright, are you excited? Or nervous as I am? Okay, so that's the top of it. So I'm going to do, I don't know, a couple pieces, I guess. I don't need to do the whole thing because this is pretty big. And I couldn't even cut straight through that one. Maybe I'll have better luck if I do it that way. I know that seems weird, but okay, so I've got it on that side. It's just, it's not even. Okay, so that's all that I think we need. So then you decide which color or which side you like. And then you're just going to kind of line them all up. And it helps that you keep them all the same thickness, which, as you can see, I did not. Hopefully it won't matter once we get this all nice and flat. So let me put this away so it's not in our face. And now it's the fun part of just strengthening it out. Now you can run it through your pasta machine. So I didn't get the shape. I got it in some areas, but in some areas it gave me just a round blob. So it didn't quite work the way I wanted it. But I do want to make a cab out of one of these pieces. I want to make a cab out of. So I am going to take my blade. And yes, did you notice that? I grabbed a new one because I don't even know what I did with the one that I just used. You can put a backing on this, but you really don't need to because of the design. Okay, so I'm going to run it at a 0. And we'll see what happens. Okay, and then we're going to go sideways and we're going to run it at a number 1. And I think that's as far as I want to go. So there are some areas that are a little thin. So I'm going to take this off. And these will definitely have resin on it. Okay, so I want some of this for a cab. So since this part back here is really thin, I'm going to go ahead and pull that off first. But I just want to come in here and make sure I got a nice smooth edge on the back. I think these are going to look really pretty. I like the color. Ooh, I don't know which side I like better. I don't know. I kind of like this because they're not as stretched out as this. Okay, so let me find a mold. So I just use a regular resin mold for these because I think that's all I've got. It's just digging it out. Oh my God, let me go ahead and hit pause one more time. Boy, you make it think it'd be a little simpler around here, but it really isn't. I always have such a hard time finding things. So I want to use that jersey, that little part that I think would be good for one. And I want to leave it in there. I think we're just going to do a cameo looking one. But I'm going to stick that like that. And I don't like these as much as others because of the fact that it's just so thin that when you try and push down, sometimes it's not that easy to push them down. So it doesn't allow you a whole lot of leeway. To really get in there and push it all the way down to the bottom of the mold. They have these little things right here. They needed to be a little bit farther across, in my opinion. So I'm not sure how well this is going to fill up in here. Might need just a tad bit more. So we're just going to push it in like that. And I don't have to use a mold. I can use a regular clay cutter and just put plastic over it. And it'll give you that nice little puffy look. Because if you don't, you end up cutting your silicone mold. So again, I definitely don't like the way they designed this one. But I don't think it was made for clay. I think it was just made for resin. So be careful when you use them. Okay. I don't know why that cut up a little bit. But that's basically what I want it to do. So now I'm just making sure that it's touching all the sides. Like that. And now we'll see how hard this is going to be to get out. That is a big cabochon. So I like it better like this. I think the colors look better like this. Okay, so now we're just going to make a couple slices. Again, I like this side. I don't know. I like both sides. So I'm going to grab some cutters. And we'll see what they look like after they're baked. So, just find some round cutters here. I might have to pause with you again. So you know we're going to be doing a giveaway really soon, right? Because I have like 5 of these. These are all new cutters that I have tested, and I always cut before I sell. And so I've got so many test pieces that by the time I find the cutters I want, I'm frustrated because there's just so many that I've got. So this way, if I give some of these away to you guys, then it helps me out a lot. And I don't have to worry about going through so much. So this is a weird one. We can try that. We always use that. You know, a lot of these, they won't look good in them because they got those little marks, and I don't think that works when they're embossed. You just want something where you can actually see this color. So like this. And it's like, okay, you got to pick out what you think is going to look good. So we're going to do that. And we're going to come over here and make sure we grab like a lot of that. I like that. I don't like that big white spot right there, but maybe I can do it this way. I think that'll look good. Okay, and do we have a room to make a big one? Oh, we do, we do, we do. But let me see what the other side looks like. Yeah, I still like this side better. So it doesn't quite look like the ocean jasper that I had in my head, but then again, I have not baked this yet. So it might look completely different after we bake it. So we're going to go do that now. I'll give you a little close-up look of these. And I'll do the sanding after they come out. I like this one. I like this one with the gold. Alright, so now I gotta make room for this ginormous one. Okay. So I like the colors, but we'll see. I'm hoping they'll darken up a little bit when they come out of the oven. So we're gonna go ahead and throw all this in there. I'll put another sheet for that one. And I will come back. So that's basically Arcane, and I do like it. I like the colors. I'm not sure whether I like the light pink or the mauve better. I think the light pink shows up a little better. So we'll have to cut more of those up and see what else we can come up with. But for now, for this tutorial, we're going to throw this in the oven, and I'll see you in about an hour. Guys, so I just put everything in the oven, and I cut up one more strip to make a couple more pieces. So I wanted to show you that plastic strip idea. So this is just a regular cameo, and I didn't put the other cameo in the oven yet. It's sitting right here, and you can see how thick it is and stuff like that. So actually this is probably the same size cameo. It really is. So I put the plastic wrap over it, and I'm just going to have that over to the side a little bit. Okay, and I'm just going to push down on it. Okay, and what that does is it'll puff up that center just a little bit. It's not going to give you as thick of a cameo, but it kind of gives it a little more of a puffy shape than just a flat shape. Or it gives you a little more puffier than if it was straight without a cookie sheet. It would have been a little bit more flat. So it's more flat, but it's not as flat. It kind of gives you that little bit of curve on the side because of the plastic wrap. Now, if you made this thicker, and I had made mine thin, so let's just, for Pete's sake, whatever, we're going to go ahead and just do this. And this is going to be a lot thicker. And I don't think we're going to use this one. But if you take a thicker piece of clay and then put that plastic wrap, you're going to get a lot bigger dome than that one. Okay, so it's going to puff it up even more. Okay, so you'll see the difference on how much thicker that it'll puff it up. And then these were some weird shapes that I made. I'm not sure if these are online yet. I think they are. They're just another squiggle shape. And we can use this, but I don't think these are big enough to put any jump rings through it. But it just gives it a little bit of a weird little splat kind of look. Alright, so I'm going to throw these in the oven with the other one, and then we'll show all of them to you when we get back. Alrighty, we are back. It's late at night. Sorry, I'm a little later than I wanted to go, but I wanted to show you some of the finished pieces. So, some of them I haven't resined all that I've done, but this was one that I don't think we did the shape for. This was the one that I was trying to get like a druzy out of it, and it didn't quite work like I wanted to. But you can see a little bit of the glitter. I think it would have worked if I had it a little bit thinner. So it's kind of weird where it's at. But I do like my little squiggles right here. And I love those. The only thing that I don't like is the pink. The mauve kind of looks like a Pepto Bismo pink. So I think I would go a little lighter. Or maybe a tad bit more, a little more blue to make it a little more purple, I think. But I really like these. And they still turned out pretty good. So we're going to put them into earrings. And see if anybody else likes them too. So that's it for this time. Thank you guys for everything. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.